Kamala Harris voters, I'm going to make you feel good and understand what's really going on. So pay attention, my fellow liberals and leftists. This is going to be deep. It is April 15th, Tuesday, 2025. Do not just look at this a little bit and just go away or comment real quickly without looking at the depth of this video. Also, if this is your first time, subscribe to me because you're going to love this. This ain't about getting news. This is about getting context. Everybody else does news. I do context. Yesterday was a horrible day. Donald Trump this weekend ignored, for the first time a president did so, except for Andrew Jackson, ignored a Supreme Court ruling, 9-0 ruling to bring Garcia back. He refuses to bring him back, saying he can't, which is a lie. We all know it. He got there in front of the Presidente of El Salvador, who came by the White House, and he said he can't bring him back. So they're basically going up against the Supreme Court. And it's not constitutional crisis. It's just crisis. Okay, that's the bad news. The further bad news is that here's the formulaic thing of Trump. He could. The bad news is he could ignore the other rulings. So far, he ignored another Supreme Court ruling, which was for Associated Press to be welcomed back to the White House and to Air Force One. They refused to let Associated Press for the El Salvadorian president visit. That's the bad news. Now, let's get into the good news. Here's the good news, and I figured this out. I think it's very interesting. Pay attention to the end. I keep talking about a formula, the Trump formula, right? Let me give you an update of the formula. The formula is he's got a playbook, right? He's got score, he's got context, and he's got people fighting back. But here's the interesting thing about this. Since he's ignoring the Supreme Court, some things have changed, right? They've changed. And what I want you to understand is how this dynamic has changed, but at the same time, it could run in our favor. So pay attention. And again, subscribe to me because I'm giving you context. This isn't just woo-woo, feel good, pray to God, hopefully everything is all right. No. Here we go. Let's go into it. The first thing is the playbook, is break the law, lower courts. If he loses in lower courts, he goes to appeal court, then he goes to Supreme Court, right? And the score is he's 3-47 now, okay? There's been another ruling by the Obama judge against him in another case regarding migrants and him canceling 300,000 migrants' right to be here, okay? And they ruled against that yesterday. But you might say, well, Darren, now that he's ignoring the Supreme Court, he's going to ignore everything. You're right, he could. He could. I'm not going to say he won't. But here's the thing. Out of all the Supreme Court cases, there's two factors going on. Before I go there, I want to keep this going for a minute. So there's the playbook, there's the score, the context. Everything he's saying either to throw you off or project power he doesn't have. That's the third thing, context. The fourth thing is who's fighting back. The 23 states, including here in Chicago, Illinois, our governors and attorney generals across 23 states are fighting back. The ACLU and other nonprofits are fighting back. And, of course, the federal judges themselves. Now, I want to bring that to bear for a minute. Because all of you keep coming with this bullshit, and I got to call you out on it. Talking about, well, he owns the Supreme Court. No, he doesn't. He's lost the majority of his Supreme Court cases this term. But what he is doing is, in fact, punking the Supreme Court right now. Unless Justice Roberts open his mouth and fight back. And no, he does not have Justice Roberts in the pocket. He doesn't. But I don't know how strong or how brave Justice Roberts and the conservatives will fight back. There are 3 liberals on there, and they will fight back tooth and nail and hold them in contempt. But these other justices, they some punks. We're going to see how they play. And if they do punk out, of course, that's going to broaden him more to say, well, I'll just ignore every judge. And this is what you've been waiting for. This is why you're waiting to the end. Everything I've told you right now is a build-up to what I'm about to say. Remember when I said his playbook, the lower courts, appeal courts, then Supreme Court? Do you realize that only 1% gets to the Supreme Court, even if they're the president? So where do those other appeals go to? The lower courts. There's 700 federal judges in this country. 700. Do you think all of them are going to do what the Supreme Court has done? Do you think all of them are going to rule in that favor? Let me give you a screenshot, because if you want to argue with me over that, I'm going to give you a snapshot of this. Judge Boasberg, the one they're so scared of, they tried to impeach, but they don't have the votes to impeach him. Judge Boasberg, the one they're so scared of, Johnson passed a bill in the House that will never pass in the Senate and never become a law because they don't have the vote. So they wasted time saying that judges can't do national injunctions. That's what judges do. That's in the Constitution. You can't override the Constitution. Here's the thing, though. He'll never get it to a law because Senate ain't got the votes in Senate. Now I'm going to bring this back for a minute. So you got a case where Judge Boasberg is so badass that they were afraid of him. They wanted to impeach him. They want to bring laws against him that they can't even fully get through Congress, that the Senate ain't going to vote on. They're afraid of this guy because he did something no other judge was doing. And that was he was asking for the timeline when he shipped those people out because they ignored him. And he knew they were in trouble. And they knew they were in trouble. How many of those other 699 judges are going to do that? Might be a few. And since only 1% goes up to the Supreme Court, the majority of the time that Trump is dealing with is going to be lower courts. Think about it. Out of these 47 rulings, only a handful were in the Supreme Court. They were all lower courts. So even though Roberts is a punk and the Supremes are acting like punks, the conservative ones anyways, they're lower court judges. They got something for that Trump ass. Now, he could choose not to ignore it, but something tells me not all 700 judges are going to take that shit. And that's the good news. We still are in the game. We are still in the game. I believe there's some judges that want that smoke and want to put them in contempt and get some people arrested. Who should be arrested? Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, in regards to the Garcia case. They should be arrested. Who should be arrested? The White House secretary in regards to not letting Associated Press through. They're in contempt of court in both cases. There should be some other people arrested. Keep in mind, I mean, I can keep going. Hegseth should be in jail right now. But, for that whole signal game. So should Tulsi going to jail. But let me tell you, and Borders on Tom is going to jail. But here's the thing I'm trying to tell you right now. And yes, Elon Musk is eventually going to jail too. But I'm trying to tell you, he's up against 700 judges. You think he's going to try to punk them all? He might. But the good news is, not everybody about to take that punking. We're still in the game, y'all. Hold tight. Did I earn you a subscription? Come on through and subscribe to my channel because I'm giving you context, not just news. Not, ooh, Trump did this. It's the end of the world. No. I had to take a day and figure this out and watch what they were doing. So even if the Supreme Court punks out, the lower courts are guaranteed to do that. We're still in this. Hold tight. Follow me for more. I got a group I'm starting too, a paid group. Come on through. You can reach me at darrenmonroe.com if you want to know about it. I'm going to tell you more about my paid group in the near future. Well, we talk in depth about this. I also have another paid group called Liberal Moneymakers, showing liberals how to make money too. So reach out to me at darrenmonroe.com, or I'm going to probably do some videos talking about that too. Stay strong, y'all.